Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, what could have happened today, or yesterday, or whenever? Nothing. Nothing happened in Giants land. Everything's hunky-dory. We're all happy, a big happy family. Oh, except for Ross. Oh, Ross. We hardly knew you again. What happened? Cockrell, you were supposed to be here. You were supposed to be playing alongside our old buddy, James Bradbury. You were supposed to be there. You were the veteran presence that we needed, that everyone extolled the virtues of. And now you're gone. You will be missed. Well, you know what? That's a little melodramatic. We don't know if he'll be missed because we could still turn around and re-sign again. But the problem is, guys, what happened? I mean, it's another giant... This offseason, we've had some bad off-seasons, let's face facts. But this offseason is like no other. I mean, DeAndre Baker, Aldrich Rojas, Leonard Williams situation. I mean, now we got old Ross saying, no, we can't come to an agreement. How does that happen? You basically make an announcement that you're coming to the team, or your agent does. It's reported all over the NFL. And then all of a sudden, when you come ready to report, you can't come to an agreement. Now, I am not saying that the deal is dead. I am saying that it may not happen right now. And you know what? It may not happen at all. We picked a few guys out. We did a video. We talked about a few guys that we would like the Giants to sign. I know Tremaine Johnson had a horrific career with the Jets. I understand that. I understand that 100%. But I think that was me putting my watch down because it's way too heavy today. Because I'm so weak from keto. Oh, someone help me. Listen, my wife has me kidnapped. I need French fries. Please send me French fries. But you know what? It's just one of those things. Like I said, Tremaine Johnson, we wanted Tremaine. I was interested in Tremaine Johnson only because of the fact that he is a veteran presence. Outside of his Jet career, he's had a good career. And I think as a veteran presence on a one-year deal, he'd be someone that could come in and really play with the defense and play on defense. I can't talk right now because I just bought a desk, and it's a desk that's going to need a lot of work, but it's a vintage antique desk, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get all my computers on it. But you know what? I am going off on way too many tangents today. But Ross, please, Ross, come back. Shane, come back, Shane. I mean, come on, Ross. There's got to be something that Gettleman can do to rectify this situation, because more than likely it was a Gettleman fuck-up. More than likely it was a Gettleman screw-up. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. But you know what? We had some other interesting news come out of camp today, and that was the conversation that the media had with our old buddy, our new defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. And I find it interesting because you know what? I mean, they asked basically Patrick Graham up front, what front will the Giants play? And, it's like, what are we going to play? A 3-4? We're going to play a 4-3? We're going to play a 2-4? We're going to play a 3-3-5? His response was, yes. You know what? That is a great answer. Yes. And it's always like, are you going to yes, you're playing those fronts, or yes, we're just playing defense? And I love it. He basically says, I'll say yes, And he says, I'm not trying to make a joke of it. We're going to do what is best for what we have in terms of people, the personnel that we have, and then what we think is the best for that game. And we've said this about 100 times. The Giant defense is going to be a situational defense in reference to what is the most conducive to the players' talents. We have a lot of players on this team that do not have 3-down skills. we have some pass rushers, we have some cover guys. Well, we don't have a lot of cover guys. We have some guys that can play the run well. So he's very smart about this. And you know what? I think it's a good sign. Now, the only thing is, like I said, I worry about what happened in Miami. Was that Brian Flores' defense, or was that Patrick Graham's defense? So that's kind of going to be the question. So I don't really know what we're going to get from Graham yet. And I'm not going to say I get concerned, because of the fact that we haven't even put on the pads yet. I'm not going to be concerned about anything until we put the pads on. But Graham had a list of non-negotiable aspects of the defense, and they were straightforward. Good technique, attention to detail, toughness, and physicality. Those are literally 4 things that have been missing from the Giants' defense in years. Good technique. Oh, dear Lord. How many blown tackles have we seen in the last 3 years? And then also we look at the fact that attention to detail. Great, because you know what? It's the devil is in the details. And a lot of times our details, we were never really detail oriented. We sometimes seemed like we didn't know what was going on and what we were doing. Toughness and physicality. We had some guys on the defense that played tough and were very physical. So, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to say we didn't have that over the last few years. But what I am going to say is, if we focus on fundamentals and good techniques and the attention to the details, I think, you know what, if he can do that and preach that to his young guys, I think we could go a long way. And I think that he can help mold the unit. Now, he already said that the Giants don't have an ace pass rusher in the mold of Myles Garrett or Von Miller, but they do have a variety of young defenders with a variety of skill sets. So, you know what, I mean, that's true. And we've said this before. He's going to have to put Blake Martinez, like I said, is a fantastic example of Patrick's coaching. The 1 year he was the linebacker coach and run coach, Blake Martinez had a fantastic year. Blake has always had a great year with tackling, but fantastic year in reference to coverage. Why? Because Garrett understood his skill set and knew and taught Blake how and where to play on the field. And that's a lot of times you can make up for certain physical deficiencies if you know how to play the sets, if you know where you're supposed to be, if you understand your assignment. And I think that if Patrick can preach that with his young guys, I think it's going to be an interesting thing. And what's even more interesting, he's got some big dudes on that front 4 or front 3 or front 2 or front 3, 5. I mean, who knows, because he's not telling us, which is fine. But you still got Dalvin Tomlinson, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams. People forget about the Austin Johnson. A lot of people forget about RJ McIntosh. RJ McIntosh, yeah, he has not been a world beater right now with his skill set when he's played. But you know what? If you've watched him play and watched him play closely like I have, he has ability. And I think the problem is with Betcher never knew how to utilize RJ McIntosh's ability. And then you have guys, of course, like O'Shane Ximines, which is one of my favorite guys. And I think he's going to have like 7.5 sacks this season. But the question is going to be, where are you going to play him? Same with Kyler. Where are we going to play Kyler? How are we going to blitz him? Same with Marcus Golden. Is Marcus Golden going to be playing a lot with his hand in the dirt again, or is he going to fall back into the linebacker position, which he's played a lot going back to Phoenix? I mean, there's so much. It's such a mishmash, myriad of talent that we have on defense that it's hard to think how these pieces are going to fit. And now I'm going to trust Patrick, and I'm going to trust Judge, and I'm going to trust all the other defensive coaches to understand and come up with a philosophy to use the talent that they have. Judge even said it a long time ago, you know what? When you don't have a premier pass rusher, you need to find a way to generate your pass rusher 3, 4, 5 different guys. And he's right. He's 100% right. So, but like I said, I just found it to be an interesting interview with Graham, when he says, what front are you going to run? Yes. I mean, what scheme are you going to run? Yes. Multiple. That was the other thing. What scheme are you going to run? Multiple. So I'm like, that's great. That is probably one of the best, most honest, I don't want to tell you anything answers that I have heard from a defensive coach in years. In some ways, it's Parcellian. Because if anyone remembers the old Parcell news conferences, Parcells would tell you nothing and give you nothing, but it'd be fun to listen to. So we just kind of have to wait and see. And it's going to be interesting. Ross, I hope you come back, Ross, come back. I hope we see you soon. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, I think you know what that means. That'd be awesome.